Alright, let's dive into a story that's equal parts royal intrigue and modern love, the life of Jack Brooksbank, Princess Eugenie's husband. Now, you've probably seen the headlines, the wedding photos, maybe even caught a glimpse of their adorable kids. But who is Jack, really? What's his story beyond the royal connection? That's what we're unpacking today, and trust me, there's more here than meets the eye. First off, let's talk about how they met. Love at first sight on a ski trip in Verbier, Switzerland. Sounds like the plot of a rom-com, right? But here's what's fascinating. Eugenie was 20, Jack was 24, and they were introduced by mutual friends. What strikes me is how grounded their relationship seems. No grand royal ball or orchestrated meeting, just two people connecting over shared passions. Eugenie herself said they have the same drive for life, which, personally, I think is the secret sauce in any relationship. It's not just about the spark, it's about aligning on the big stuff. Now, let's talk about Jack's career. He's not your typical royal spouse. No, he's not a prince or a duke, he's a guy with a background in hospitality. He was a brand ambassador for Casamigos Tequila, yes, the one co-founded by George Clooney. But here's where it gets interesting. Jack's dream is to create a chain of pubs. I mean, how relatable is that? He's talked about his love for Sunday roasts and log fires, and honestly, who doesn't want to recreate that cozy vibe? It's a detail that humanizes him, you know? He's not just a royal in-law, he's a guy with a vision. What many people don't realize is that Jack's family has its own history. He's a descendant of the Brooksbank Baronets, and get this, he and Eugenie are distant relatives. I know, it sounds like something out of a historical drama. But it's true. Eugenie's mom, Sarah Ferguson, is a great-great-granddaughter of Lady Julia Coke, who's connected to Jack's family tree. It's one of those, wait, what, moments that makes you think about how interconnected the world really is. Their engagement story is another highlight. Jack proposed in Nicaragua, by a lake, under what Eugenie described as a special light. She even said, "This is an incredible moment," right before he popped the question. What makes this really interesting is the timing. They'd been together for 7 years. It's a reminder that sometimes the most perfect moments are the ones you don't see coming, even when you've been together for ages. And let's be real, who doesn't love a good surprise proposal? Their wedding in 2018 was, of course, a royal affair at St. George's Chapel in Windsor. But what stood out to me was Eugenie's honesty about the nerves. She admitted it was scary, but also said she was running toward Jack at the end of the aisle. That imagery? Powerful. It's a reminder that even in the most high-profile moments, love is still love. It's messy, it's exciting, and it's deeply personal. Now, let's talk kids. They've got 3, August, Ernest, and their daughter born in 2026. What's fascinating is how they've blended their lives. Because of Jack's work, they split their time between the UK and Portugal. That's not your typical royal setup, and I think it speaks to their willingness to create a life that works for them, not just follow the script. Eugenie's called Jack the best dada ever, and honestly, that kind of praise? It's everything. Here's the bigger picture, though. Jack Brooksbank represents a shift in what it means to be part of the royal family. He's not just a spouse, he's a partner in every sense. He's got his own career, his own dreams, and he's building a life with Eugenie that feels authentic. If you take a step back and think about it, this is what modern royalty looks like, less about tradition and more about connection, love, and shared values. So, what's the takeaway here? Personally, I think Jack and Eugenie's story is a reminder that love, in any form, is about finding someone who gets you, your passions, your quirks, your dreams. And maybe, just maybe, it's also about skiing in Switzerland and proposing by a lake. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.